Well, good morning. Rio here, and it is the start of week 2 in the course that we're taking, which is Introduction to Course Design. And I know that week 1 was fast. I know there was a lot that came at you for that first week, and I know some of you, including myself, because of my own lack of reading things, can't imagine that that happens to us. That's a joke if you don't get it. I bet you do, though. Is that I hadn't read something to realize I was actually going to be doing the facilitating, really, because again, this course was given to me. So, a couple things I want to clear up moving into this second week. So, one of the things I did was I went back and reviewed some of the communications from Jody Steely, and I would recommend you do the same. And the one thing I found that I think just is for clarification was that the idea that this is a 4-week course. Okay. This course is also not the certification, as I had just briefly mentioned in my first video. This course will count to a future certification that you may build or that you may take. Okay. Let me just come back over here, come back here. So, those things are important. This course is really for instructors who are going to be teaching over the summer, during the summer 2020, or in the fall, and have been, and this is really a conversation too you want to have with the dean, because it was really Tim Woods, who are a wonderful leader, who has placed your name upon a list that got you into this course. So again, I know that first week was just a lot of getting, why am I here? I got a couple of those, which is totally understandable. And hopefully we answered all those. And then what is this? And then how do I get started? Right. So remember, the idea of this course is that it's a self-paced course. Now, having said that, one of the things I've done over this weekend, because I think it's really helpful, is I actually instituted some due dates. Now, I would tell you these due dates are really for guidance. And, it may make you think about the importance of setting due dates for your students. Because I know, talking to the amount of instructors I do, all of us have a little different idea about due dates. Some go longer and just kind of, so like some people could run this and say, everything has to be done by the end, which, by the way, it does. Everything does have to be done by the end of 4 weeks. Okay. So, in order to help you self-pace, really, this course is organized by modules. I know there was the getting started one, and then quickly you needed to complete that first week, module 1. So now, and by the way, if you're working to get caught up, perfectly okay. The due dates I've set for this course is really to help guide you as far as what you need to be getting done. So I've set 2 due dates a week, one on Wednesday night and one on Saturday night. I am not going to be doing what I do in my normal courses. So in my normal course, I set a due date and then I allow students to submit late work. I'm actually going to be a little more lenient here because I'm setting a due date. I'm still going to completely accept your work after the due date's done. I really do these things as guidance to help you know, like, am I on track with the week? Okay. So that's what you will see this morning. And I definitely recommend using this calendar feature right here. You can look at it and see what's due clearly when. And again, this course, the way it was given to me, they didn't set those due dates, and I felt it was important because I think it's just a key indicator to help students, you in general, students, to know what is expected of them during that week. But I will still completely take your work. Do not worry about that part of it. We do have a hard deadline at the end. So making sure, and again, that's part of why you want to work toward having that work done every week so that you're not just rushing to get that stuff done at the end. Okay, I think that's enough. If you have any other questions about that, please let me know. And again, I think you may have, depending on how you set up your notifications, which is one of the things in the getting started. And I really appreciated that section because I don't do that in my courses. And I really find that helpful, because then and this will be a question you can answer for yourself. Did you get notifications that I had set up due dates? Okay. All right. So that's one thing. The other thing is just the course content itself. And again, it's laid out pretty well. There was a couple of questions I've had faculty ask me, and I've tried to addend the content and communicating that back to Jody and her folks, where there was a few things that just didn't line up, and there were a few things that didn't work. So now I'm going to move into the last topic I want to chat with you about. And let me give a shout out to Connie, because she already used this feature. And you can think about this in terms of a faculty, right? So there's a Q&A for our class. And I know the first instinct when you have questions is to ask the instructor directly. Now, we obviously still encourage you to do that because everyone, meaning all of us, students, faculty, people, sometimes have a tendency not to want to ask questions directly because of the way they are concerned that others may see them. Okay. I don't think that's happening here, but I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to request that from here on out that and I'm going to go ahead and click over into here. And by the way, the video you're watching now will be listed above the one that I created last week, and my goal is to create one every Monday. So in the Q&A discussion, right, the one thing here, right, so I love just the concept, we love questions, absolutely. And the idea is that if you have questions, please post them. You can also subscribe to this. Subscribing is a way to, and you saw that right here, so that you can get notifications, right? And that will be my task, is actually to turn that on today. Again, I get to be a student along with you. So here's my request to you, is please attempt to ask questions in the discussion, because you will find this is true. Even though you inherently will know it, is that if you ask a question, you probably won't be the only one with this question. And that by asking it here and getting an answer, other students can see it. And the other thing is, it gives an opportunity for each of you to interact with each other. So you may know the answer, you may see it before I do, and therefore be able to answer it. Okay? So, FYI. The other thing I do with my classes, and I'm just going to see who's interested in this. And by the way, this will be a way for us to use a discussion board for me to see, A, did you watch this? And B, are you interested? Is for my classes, in order to facilitate immediate questions being answered, I do, and I know not everyone has a Gmail, but most do. I actually have Hangouts that I have configured. It's like it's struggling a little bit. There we go. So for courses, and this is really, and there's just a lot going on here. So like this is, right here, one of my classes, so that they can interact with me and with each other immediately. Okay. So here's my question. So would you like to do something like that? Because there's also Microsoft Teams that we could use to do this, but I like Google Hangouts because it's on my phone and it's there. If you're not interested, no big deal. But more than anything, I want to just get you posting questions as you have them out in the Q&A. Okay, I think enough from me today. Know that I check what has been submitted every morning. And if I have time during the day, I will do it as well. But I do, and this is what I also do with my regular students, is I get them used to the fact that I grade every morning, so that they know if they've submitted something, they have my feedback on it. And I think that's, for me, a good process, because A, it keeps them kind of connected. And we all humans like immediate feedback, don't we? We just like that. It's like, I do something, I want to know how well I did. So we love questions. Please post. Would you like to try the Hangout? Did you watch this video? Right? You could post any of that feedback into the Q&A and just get used to the Q&A part of our class, so that we can experience together. Okay. I think that's it. Peace out. Have a great week. Let me know if you need anything.